This is the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney with a quick check on what's going on. So here's my man to get into it.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. Man, I was all set for some small talk about the latest season of the Netflix show, The Four Seasons. Tina Fey, Coleman Domingo. I've been watching that the past few days. About to find something silly to say about that, I think. Well, just happened to get online and I saw CBS News fired Scott Pelley from 60 Minutes after some argument with the show's executive producer, the new EP. Look, all I'll say is I have not seen a better storyteller on that show. I mean, that man knows how to write the video. Two of the best stand-ups I've ever seen were both Scott Pelley. One from a cave this past season. The other was from a jungle maybe 10, 12 years ago or so. And the photog had a lot to do with both. But the way he wrote to them both, look, I can go on and on, but it's just to say 60 Minutes is losing one of the best storytellers they've ever had, if not the best. And I'm not exaggerating. Scott Pelley is that. But, oh well, that's how CBS wants it nowadays. He'll be fine. I mean, guaranteed somebody's already reached out to him, but let's lighten things up. Other than that, I don't know. Let's see. He-Man. He-Man is making a comeback. Lewis Hamilton. All right, man. Messed around and hooked up with Kim Kardashian. Good for him. I mean, them. And I'll get to that Jay-Z blowout and afro later, but for now.
My favorite stories of the day.
Well, let's start with an old story from a traffic stop that happened back in February in Palm Beach County, Florida. Now, she was scheduled to be in court for this matter last Wednesday, but the New York Times, which reposted this video that they say the driver first posted last week, is saying the deputy requested the citation be dismissed.
This is why you're being pulled over. In the city of Lake Worth today, we're doing an operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. And
the moment he said that, holding the phone with your right hand, yeah, she popped up that right arm with the quickness to show she has no right hand.
I mean, I saw you with the phone in your hand.
Obviously not. So you want to just call this a day?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand manipulating
You
the
just said
phone.
my right hand.
Well, I thought I saw you with your right hand. You had a hand out. The right hand. I saw you manipulate.
So you didn't.
With the right hand, perhaps not, right? But I saw you.
You didn't see me with my right hand.
Okay, so are you
saying that you saw me with my right hand?
I know what I just said. I know what I just said. I'm asking you now. Did you or not have your phone on your hand?
I did not.
You did not have your phone in your hand?
I did not.
Hand to God, you didn't have your phone in your hand.
And why did he ask for hand to God? You know she popped up that no-handed right arm of hers first.
The other hand to God, you didn't have your phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
Cool. You have your driver's license?
You just know this deputy will be teased about this for the rest of his life. The Thursday before Memorial Day, on the 21st, a police officer in Vernon, Connecticut, pulled over a car for what they described as erratic driving and multiple violations. And WFSB Eyewitness News 3 is reporting the cop then walked up and noticed the driver looked a little off, or with signs of impairment being the phrase they prefer, and said drug paraphernalia and suspected narcotics seen out in the open in the car also kind of tipped him off to this 56-year-old state of being. And they say the field sobriety test did not go well for the guy. So the officer arrested the 56-year-old and did not say what got him curious enough to check. But when the officer opened the man's car trunk, he saw what looked like a big, long metal telescope that gets bigger towards the end. But telescopes do not usually fire projectiles. They say this man had a homemade cannon in the trunk of his car. Police and WFSB did not say why, just added to the list of DUI and drug charges. And speaking of not being sober, a man from Chicago was arrested with a list of charges filed against him because Local 10 News in Florida say cops in Key West had to deal with yet another tourist acting like a tourist when they say this 38-year-old dude walked out of a bar with a couple buddies the Saturday before last, before Memorial Day, hopped in a police patrol car that an off-duty officer parked there while working security, and took that patrol car for a spin around the marina parking lot right there. And he apparently bought the police cruiser back like, no big deal, because cops say he failed a sobriety test, but Local 10 is saying the 38-year-old only had an Illinois ID card, no driver's license, so and they say he stole a police cruiser for a joyride without even having a valid license. Key West Police and Local 10 did not say how that off-duty cop reacted to some guy doing this, but did point out the man ended up with cuts from a fence after resisting arrest. DUI, burglary, grand theft of law enforcement equipment, reckless driving, and resisting arrest. And just a reminder to gamers, Grand Theft Auto 6 is still scheduled to come out in November. I don't know what reminded me to say as much, but this guy would have gotten 3 or 4 stars for this stunt if proven guilty. The term homewrecker might apply to both the husband and wife in this case, out of Buffalo Township, Pennsylvania, north of Pittsburgh. It's where 11 News is reporting a man came home early last Tuesday morning, got into an argument with his wife, who told police they're in the process of separating, and said when she told her husband she was done, he answered, "Well, if it's over, I'll tear the house down." And it sure looks like he was not lying. Police say that man's soon-to-be estranged wife and 2 kids were in the house when he rolled up in an excavator and started showing he's a man of his word. 11 News sent a drone up to get an aerial shot of this. It looks like the front of the house next to the porch was partly demolished with the red excavator park right there. Nobody hurt. I have to point that out. Nothing fell on the wife and kids, but now that husband was hit with a property damage charge. Now, those who play Pokemon games apparently know you catch a Pokemon by throwing Pokeballs at it. So I read. Now, in West Palm Beach, Florida, back in Florida, NBC5 is reporting a 33-year-old guy used a chainsaw to steal his. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office is saying this 33-year-old man was caught on surveillance video Thursday before last, at first trying to use a rock to break the hurricane-proof front window of a trading card store. And then when that didn't work, he picked up a battery-powered chainsaw to cut an opening, but cut himself in the process, and cops say he left blood behind. But got inside, where the owner told investigators he went straight for the Pokemon cards and swiped $12,000 worth. He left, but cops say he left behind the blood, DNA, and his image on surveillance video, and his vehicle was caught on surveillance. So was his license plate. All that added up for enough to cops to show up to the man's home with handcuffs. No need for Pokeballs for this dude. Back in a moment. But before we break,
blazing the best hip-hop, R&B, reggae, soca.
You can get the Jams Podcast Mix on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, and Deezer. Download the podcast for free.
It's Jams Hour Mix with Greg H.
Tired of grocery store sticker shock when you see the price of eggs? Come to J-Dub's Rooftop Market for premium eggs, straight from J-Dub's Pigeon Coop. $5 a dozen for eggs laid minutes before, fresh out the mother pigeon. It can't get more organic than that. So swing by J-Dub's Rooftop Market at the corner of Clinton Avenue and South 17th in Newark. Drop by.
And now for the world around us.
Now, whoever came up with this tradition might have been either hating on the mural in the first place, or was maybe an artist with foresight to know their help would be needed one day. Just like the art restorer who's been spending a lot of time on his knees lately in Milan in front of a floor mosaic in one of the Italian city's grand arcades. See, as the legend goes there, grinding one's heels on the testicles of the bull in that mosaic guarantees one will return to the city. Now, unfortunately for that bull's balls, a lot of people like Milan, so this art restorer has been at work slowly and carefully as recently as this last Thursday when The Guardian posted a story on this. They posted a picture in the story link of the artist, his supplies, and mosaic all fenced off. That way no tourists can interrupt to make sure they'll come back to Milan. Several were just there standing, watching, looking as the artist was touching up testicles. They were last restored to their original glory in 2017, so it's a sight to see and destroy by grinding heels on it. Now, from damaged balls to a damaged penis. Sorry. Grinding heels on an inanimate bull's object, that only hurts the wallet of whoever's paying the mural restorer. But hot coffee spilling on a man's penis? Woo, life changer. It's what a 41-year-old man had to pause to think about that one, or try not to. A 41-year-old from the UK tells BBC News after he and his partner were on their way back to London from Las Vegas on a Virgin Airlines flight back in December, the man says that cup had no lid at the point it somehow tipped off the folding tray and And I'm willing to bet everyone on that plane knew it hurt from however he screamed, screeched, cursed, or whatever, because he says his ding-dong started blistering. And said 20 minutes later, a flight attendant gave him a bottle of water to pour on his boiled wiener. And told the BBC he did, and sat in that wet chair for an hour until he says they put burn cream on his penis and wrapped it in a bandage, which he says came off. Now, the 41-year-old man, he's suing, claiming he and his partner, who was on the flight with him, were trying to get her pregnant by now. And The Guardian quoted him in past tense as if a burned, blistered penis hurts to get the blood going in a playing shape. Now, if that's the case, man, I don't even want to know how it feels for him to pee. In New Zealand, Star News is reporting a 53-year-old guy was stopped by police on a Saturday at the beginning of the month on May 2nd, when officers say he was swerving all over the road in Dunedin. Now, officers say he crossed the center line multiple times, so gave him a breath test, which police say showed he was 3 times over the legal limit. Now, Star News is reporting they gave him a blood test too, but since he already seemed drunk, officers asked him about it and say he told them. The alcohol he drank was wine served at the altar during Mass, so then argued it should not count because it was the blood of Christ. I'm just jealous I never thought of this. At that point, the news site did not even say if the man was charged. It just said cops were waiting on the man's blood test for alcohol, of course. Now, if results end up showing he was clean, we might want to start talking about holy transfusions by drinking a church wine or blood of Jesus Christ. What a story. There was a llama wandering around Alberta. Yeah, Canada. UPI is reporting police there looking for its owner. At least that last word it was, as if a llama can't be free. Could have been an independent llama as far as we know, but the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the Mounties, posted on their Facebook page last Wednesday that they had some llama drama to deal with. Their wording. And the post had a picture showing the animal chilling, sitting down, lounging in a grassy farm-looking area off a highway. Now, I did check, and it seems these search engines all say llamas are not free anymore to roam. No, all domesticated now and broken from those old wild days of freedom in their native South America. So just to see this one relaxed and unbothered makes me hope the rest of its little llama life will be that chill, and hope is all I apparently have. I didn't follow up to see if some owner came forward with some goofy name, that they call the llama back on the farm. It was just nice to see it enjoying life until the man rolled up on it trying to put it back into the system, Mounties. But maybe there's an animal revolt going on and we didn't know, because 6 monkeys broke free from a rescue facility in Germany. A rescue facility, of all places, where workers are usually animal lovers. So 6 rhesus macaque monkeys hopped off from the rescue facility last Wednesday in Witten, Germany. But 3 of them got hungry the next day and fell for the old food bait and a trap trick. Yeah, UPI is saying the rescue owner told West German Broadcasting, they got those 3 back, but the others, they were hungrier for freedom. And that was audio from video taken from someone there, posted in the story page on WDR's news site. I do not speak German, so I don't know what she was saying, but she said it while one of the monkeys was running away from cops and firefighters in the cemetery, so maybe she was just saying goodbye. The 3 monkeys, they were still on the run the last time a news story was run on them. Back in a moment.
Your butt deserves it.
Available nowhere.
Why should people in self-driving vehicles have all the hands-free convenience? Why not have your own personal robot behind the wheel?
Where can I take you today?
Introducing Drobot. Drobot can drive any vehicle, no matter how cheap or pricey, large or small.
Buckle up. I'm a Drobot, not a lifesaver, and dead ass do not touch me or the radio.
Drobots will... Now...
Ugh, bubble guts. We have clumpy soy milk.
What's up with what's going down, though?
Okay, forget he went from the Basquiat-like nappy dreadlocks to a Boondocks Huey Freeman afro Sean Carter. popped out on stage at this last weekend's Roots Picnic Music Fest in Philly, sounding like a chimney. He wants all the smoke.
I ain't much for meetings, no how. Cancel the brunches, I remember the hunger pain. The price of the bricks going up. It's gonna cost you a B to even say my name.
Dude threw shade at his old partner Dame Dash, talked about his teeth falling out. He talked about Jaguar Wright, Nicki Minaj, Ye, and Drake. Oh, Drake. Going from Kendrick eating him up like a cut of Wellington to messing around with the top of hip-hop's last 25 years. Half her history, her being hip-hop in this case, with his line off the song Janice STFU and one of his 3 new albums.
You boys got big on my name, that's big enough. We know how you OGs rocking already, my the jig is up.
My next update, the jig is up. I got up 10, wrong chart champ, you gotta look up again. Look up to Hove, I never looked up to them.
Yeah, Hove went on to basically tell Drake to work out a better publishing and record deal with his label before he can start comparing success with him. So let's just wait and see if this will be another summer with prime beef on the grill for Drake. It's already a little smoky.
Please do subscribe to the audio version of The Goodness Factor with Shelley Wade podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to the video version of the podcast on the YouTube channel, The Goodness Factor with Shelley Wade.
They call me one pot. They call me one pot.
Ooh, one pot.
I've got the women. I've got old ladies too.
Say what?
I like them big and fat, but small and skinny will do.
And that's all she wrote for another Real Pod newscast. Thanks as always for listening. And please do tell a friend about the show. I could use the listeners, and hit me up on social media to let me know what you think of Real Pod, the weekday B-Days now, or anything. Really looking for those critical critiques. Let's see what folks think. Real talk. Song credits for the B-Days and the newscast, they'll be on the show's Facebook page by Saturday. Only thing, just today, I'm having some kind of issue with the show's Facebook page. I have to see what that's about. I'll get it all straightened out. All of these social media issues I've been having the last couple months, but either way, have a great hump day. Back once we're over it. The hump, that is, on Thursday. Back with B-Days coming up.
This has been the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney from Show Enough Productions. And for more, hit up the website, realpodnewscast.com. That's real with 2 E's. This is Big Daddy Marty Allen. Thanks for listening.
Show Enough.